Fans are starting to turn on CJ Stroud, and they are fed up. The rants are getting louder. Check out their latest rant video.
Burrow and a lot of the protection issues that he has been having throughout his career with Cincinnati. And if you really want me to be honest, CJ Stroud is the AFC South version of him at this point. Thus far, over the course of the last 3 years, he's been sacked nearly 100 times. He's been sacked 100 times. And if you really, really think about it, I am 2 years away from my contract being renewed. And you have to ask yourself this if you're anybody. Does CJ Stroud even renew his damn contract with them at this point? Or does he say, I'm going to play this out and then come my fifth, sixth year, I'm getting the hell out of here because you guys, the first year, okay, but the second year you failed to protect me. The third year, so far, he's been sacked almost 10 times. And it's only been 3 games. It's only been 3 games, and he's been sacked 8 times. And he's getting hit damn near every single play, which is causing him to turn the ball over a little bit. So you got to ask yourself this question. Does C.J. Stroud even renew his contract with the Texans at this point? Because if I'm him, I'm just telling him, hey, you don't get no lineman here pretty soon, my contract coming up, and you can't stop me from leaving. If my contract is coming up and you don't have no lineman and somebody to protect me by the time I get to that contract, oh, yeah, you best believe my ass will be somewhere else.
And CJ Stroud, come to the front of the class. Just a few years ago, all of us was ready to crown CJ Stroud as the next one, the next up-and-coming guy. Last year, we gave him a sophomore slump pass, but what they give you, what is called year 3? What would they give you now? It's called, we about to draft another quarterback soon if you don't get it together. Now, I don't know if it's injuries, if it's coaching, I don't know, but CJ Stroud is taking a giant step back, and we rooting for you, CJ. Go to tell me what y'all think it is. Do you think it's a mental thing? They don't have enough help on offense? The defense sucks?
Dear CJ Stroud, about a year or 2 ago, you was on a podcast, and the podcast host asked you, name your top 5 current NFL quarterbacks. And within your top 5, you named yourself. I couldn't remember if you was 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, or 1st, okay? Do you still believe that you're a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? And even though the Texans are 0-2 right now, I just want to say, damn, it still feels good to be a Texan.
You know, everybody's going to talk crazy like they've been doing and have these analyses, and rightfully so. Like, you know, that's NFL. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So we got to be able to stay together, stick together, stay as a family, stay as a brotherhood, and, you know, try to get these things fixed because, you know, it's a long season. It's, you know, sucks you start 0-3, but, you know, it can be flipped, so.
He says the team needs to stay together and keep the faith, but the noise outside is deafening.
CJ Stroud's fall off has nothing to do with him, okay? Listen, if you're a fan of the NFL, if you're a fan of football or anything, then you know that the trenches is where it matters. I used to play defensive line back when I was a young buck and even at a certain point in high school. So your front 7 and your offensive line, those front 5, is probably the most important part on that entire team, on that entire offense, okay? If your O-line can't protect your quarterback, you're cooked. And we're seeing that in Houston right now. CJ Stroud is a good quarterback. We saw his rookie year when he had a competent offensive line around him, a Nico Collins, a Tank Dell, you know, all of these weapons. We saw how deadly he was. But this year, he kind of looks like the polar opposite of that. And I'm seeing people joke about, like, CJ Stroud fell off, CJ Stroud not like that, all these different type of things. And has CJ Stroud show some struggles? Yes, but most of that is due to the O-line. He doesn't trust the O-line. As soon as you drop the back, you can just tell by the way he reacts to things, how kind of panicky and anxious he'll look in the pocket. He does not trust his O-line. He is anticipating getting hit. And the quarterback who is playing like he's anticipating getting hit is way different than the quarterback who is comfortable in the pocket, like a Justin Herbert versus CJ Stroud. Justin Herbert is having one of the best seasons of his career so far, and some people are saying he's an MVP. Not gonna disagree with that. I am a Herbert truther. But a lot of the CJ Stroud comments are coming because CJ Stroud doesn't look like comfortable back there. Not just, and I don't think he has regressed. CJ Stroud's in his third, fourth year in the NFL. Man, he hasn't regressed. He just doesn't have a competent O-line in front of him. And I mean, until Houston can put some O-linemen in front of him, then CJ Stroud is going to continue to be a little lackluster. The Texans aren't going to reach their potential because you have a top defense and you have a top quarterback and you have a top receiver there. Literally, your only issue is the O-line. And we see how detrimental that looks. So, Houston, get your O-line right, bro, so we can see CJ flourish.
After the Texans' loss yesterday, CJ Stroud showed up to his press conference, first off wearing a Yankees hat, which is pretty odd because they're probably the Astros' biggest rival over the past 8 years. But he was talking about the outside noise, how everybody's going to talk crazy like they've been doing and have these analysis, and rightfully so. And he had a similar message the week before that when they were 0-2 about ignoring the outside noise and how everyone is going to talk and say we suck and this and that. And the week before that, when the Texans were 0-1, he said the same thing, how he doesn't care if people think the team sucks, he's leading, keeping the mojo of the team positive. He talked even more about that. Whatever they want to think, cool, go ahead and do that. We're going to continue to grind. If we lay an egg, we're going to get back up. We trust each other. It doesn't matter what everyone else thinks. And even if you go back to last year, before the playoff game against the Chargers, one of the main things he was saying is noise is always going to be there, talking about, you guessed it, outside noise. This is going to sound crazy, but I think CJ Stroud cares about what people think of him. It just feels like CJ Stroud has said and done all the wrong things since his rookie year, starting with putting himself as a top 3 quarterback in the league after one season, and then randomly doubling down on this in an Instagram story. Like, no one does this unless they care about how people think of them, how the public perceives them. Then he went on a podcasting tour with Micah Parsons and was kind of disrespecting some guys like Kyle Hamilton, who he thought it was crazy to have him up against Travis Kelce. And of course, there's this moment when he kind of tried to big bro Caleb Williams. Look, maybe I'm reading too much into all of this, but I think CJ Stroud cares a lot about the outside noise and what the public thinks about him, because he mentions it every week. I think it's very possible that his rookie year maybe got to his head a little bit, and don't get me wrong, the Texans' issues go much further than just CJ Stroud, but he's not really helping their case at this point.
Lack of efficiency on offense, a lack of playmakers. I mean, Nick Chubb, I hate to say this because I have so much respect for Nick Chubb. He's a shell of his former self, and he's your leading carrier right now. So your run game's not going very well. Nico Collins is your only threat at the receiver position. What is CJ Stroud supposed to do? I know we talked a lot about his sophomore slump, and now we're still waiting to see him get over that. But when you're this depleted with resources around you, then what is the guy supposed to do?
The Texans are sitting at 0-3, plus Stroud's numbers are ugly. 1 touchdown through 3 games, multiple interceptions, and 2 backbreaking picks against Jacksonville, including the one with 27 seconds left that killed a chance to tie it. He's averaging under 200 yards a game. The offense hasn't put up more than 20 points in 6 of their last 7 matchups going back to 2024. That's the worst stretch you can have in today's NFL. Accuracy is down, confidence is down, and it's not all on him, but the problems keep stacking. He still can't hit tight windows, ranking near the bottom of the league in that category last season. The offensive line leaks pressure every week. He is stuck trying to build chemistry with a new crew on the fly. The Texans thought a new offensive coordinator, Nick Caley, would fix things, but the play calling is flat, predictable, and lifeless. No creativity, no misdirection, nothing close to what worked in his rookie season. Analysts are questioning his future, and fans, the ones who backed him heavy after that rookie season, are already asking if it's time to sit him down. The Texans built expectations high after their playoff run, but now they're at a breaking point. Either he finds a way to flip this season around fast, or Houston might be staring at a collapse before October.